Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So friends, from today we will be starting with a new chapter, and the chapter name is Light, Reflection and Refraction. So friend, this is a chapter number 10 and this is from class 10. So friend, this is lecture number 1. Friends, in this lecture we shall learn about the what is reflection, what are the laws of reflection, and some related topics about light. So friends, let's start the video without wasting the time. So let's start. So friends, before we move ahead with reflection, first of all the question arises, what do you mean by reflection? So friends, the reflection means the bouncing back of light after striking the surface of an object is called as reflection. So friend, what does it mean? That whenever light from any object is coming and it is reflecting, it's getting reflected from the surface of any object. So this is termed as the reflection. So friends, now let's study that how we are able to see the object around us. So an object reflects the light that falls on it, and when this reflected light is received by our eyes, we are able to see the things around us. So friends, this is the reason that why we are not able to see anything in a dark room. Because in a dark room we have no light, and because of no light we are not able to see anything, because no light is being reflected and nothing reaches our eyes, and that's why we are not able to see anything. So in a room which is lighted up, we are able to see something because the light is received by our eyes on reflection, and this enables us to see the things around us. And friends, one more thing I want to add in it, that this is the law that the light always travels in a straight line. That is, it follows a straight line path always. So friends, this is a very important thing, that when if an opaque object on the path of the light becomes very small, then the light has a tendency to bend around it and not to walk in a straight line. And this effect is known as diffraction. Friend, what does it mean? That when in a path of light, if there is an opaque object and that becomes very small, then light has a tendency, tendency to bend around it and not to walk in a straight line as it did. So here it will not be walking in a straight line, and we will not see the straight line motion of the light. So here the straight line motion of light is not valid. So this question is mostly asked in the board exams. Define diffraction and state that when the light is not following the straight path. So the answer to the question is this. So friends, now let us move ahead with the laws of reflection of light. So friends, now let's have a look at laws of reflection of light. So we have two laws of reflection of light. You might be familiar with it. First is angle of reflection is equal to angle of incidence, that is angle I is equal to angle R. And second one is the incident ray, the normal ray and the reflected ray at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. So for the better clarity of the concept of laws of reflection of light, we are going to understand the laws through a diagram. So friends, here in this diagram, this is your incident ray, this is your normal, and this is your reflected ray. And these are your angle of incidence and angle of reflection respectively. So here you can see that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. The incident ray, the normal ray and the reflected ray at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. So friends, by this the laws of reflection of light is proved. Both the laws I have shown you through diagram for the better clarity of the laws. So friends, now we will be seeing the image formation by plane mirrors. So friends, now have a look at the image formation by plane mirrors. So the image formed by the plane mirrors are virtual, that is, they cannot be obtained on a screen. They are erect, and the size of the image is equal to the size of the object. The image is literally inverted, and also the image is formed as far as behind the mirror as it is in front of it. So friends, these are the characteristics of the images formed by a plane mirror, which are often be asked in the board exams. So friends, these properties you need to remember in your mind so that you can score good in your exams. So friends, now have a look at spherical mirrors. So what do you mean by spherical mirrors? The mirrors whose reflecting surface is spherical are called as spherical mirrors. That means the mirror whose reflecting surfaces are spherical, that is in sphere shape, those type of mirrors are known as spherical mirrors. Now the spherical mirrors are also of two types. One whose reflecting surface is curved inwards and other whose reflecting surface is curved outwards. So now let's have a look at both of them. So friends, here you can see that the concave mirror and convex mirror. So friends, what are concave mirrors? A spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inwards are called as concave mirror, and the spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved outwards are called as convex mirrors. So friends, you can see the pictures also. The green part in the concave mirror which is bulged outwards is called it's the reflecting surface and is known as concave mirrors, and the reddish part in the convex mirror which is curved inwards, which is the reflecting surface of convex mirror, are called as convex mirror. And we have provided with an example also that the surface of a spoon curved inwards is an example of concave mirrors, whereas the surface of a spoon curved outwards is an example of convex mirror. So friends, now this was all about the mirrors. We have discussed the characteristics of the images formed by the plane mirror. Now we have been looked with concave and convex mirrors. Now we shall discuss some basic and important things related to the mirrors or related to the like pole, principal axis, such things we'll be looking at now. So let's start. So friends, now we will be having a look on some commonly used terms. First of all, it is pole. So what is pole? The center of a reflecting surface of a spherical mirror is a point called as pole. So friends, this is a reflecting surface and the center of the reflecting surface, this one, will be called as the pole. Okay? So what do you mean by pole? The center of the reflecting surface of a spherical mirror is a point which is called as pole. Friends, you can take the screenshots also of the important things so that you can remember and you can add them in your notes if you want.